There are places on this planet you will never visit. A valley in Canada where the first explorers found bodies with no heads. An island off Brazil so packed with deadly snakes that even the Navy refuses to go there. A city in Siberia so cold that if you turn your car off, it freezes solid and never starts again. A mountain that kills 1 in every 5 people who attempt it. And an island that a group of people have protected for 60,000 years with spears, and they're very good at it. These are the most inaccessible places on Earth. And today we're going to all of them. The mountain that eats climbers. The second highest mountain in the world. Only 250 meters shorter than Everest. But while thousands of people summit Everest every year, K2 is a completely different story. 1 in 5 climbers who attempts K2 dies trying. That's a 20% death rate. Everest sits at around 1%. So if K2 and Everest were both roller coasters, one of them would have been shut down by the government decades ago. The walls are nearly vertical. The ice breaks without warning. Avalanches come out of nowhere. And the weather can go from manageable to deadly in under an hour. In all of 2025, only 42 people reached the top. 2 of them never came back down. What's waiting at the summit? Nothing. No prize. No ceremony. Just thin air, a view most humans will never see, and the quiet satisfaction of having survived something that kills most people who try. The island that wants you dead. North Sentinel Island sits in the Bay of Bengal. It looks beautiful from above. White beaches, thick jungle, crystal clear water. Do not go there. The Sentinelese people have lived on this island for an estimated 60,000 years, completely isolated from the rest of the world. They have rejected every single attempt at contact with arrows, spears, and made it very clear they want to be left alone. Several people who tried to approach the island were killed. The Indian government now enforces a strict exclusion zone. It is literally illegal to go within 3 miles of the island. Not because the government is hiding something, but because the Sentinelese will kill you, and the government doesn't want that on anyone's conscience. This is one of the only places on Earth where the locals have successfully told the entire modern world to leave them alone. And the entire modern world listened. Where your car can never sleep. Let's go somewhere warmer. Just kidding, we're going to Siberia. Oymyakon is the coldest permanently inhabited city on the planet. It sits deep in a valley surrounded by glaciers and mountains that trap freezing air inside, like a sealed vault. The coldest officially recorded temperature here was minus 67.7 degrees Celsius in 1933. The locals claim they hit minus 71.2 degrees Celsius back in 1924, but the paperwork disappeared. Probably froze solid. For reference, minus 71 degrees Celsius is the average surface temperature on Mars. These people are living on Mars. Voluntarily. Getting there requires driving across frozen rivers because real roads don't exist. And when you arrive, you cannot turn your car off. Not for a minute. Because if you do, the engine freezes and your car becomes a very expensive metal sculpture that nobody will ever find. Born in 1963, still off limits. In 1963, an underwater volcano erupted off the coast of Iceland and just kept going for 4 straight years. When it finally stopped, a brand new island had appeared from the ocean. Scientists called it one of the most important natural events of the 20th century. The Icelandic government called it off limits to everyone except approved researchers. Surtsey is almost 70 years old and still completely closed to the public. Scientists who do get access have to follow rules so strict it's almost funny. They must bring sealed containers for all human waste. Every single drop. Because even one foreign bacteria introduced by a human could contaminate decades of natural research. You can't visit. You can't even pee near it.
The Valley of the Headless Men, northwestern Canada, one of the most stunning landscapes on the planet, massive canyons, a waterfall taller than Niagara, wilderness that goes on forever. And a nickname that raises some questions, the Valley of Headless Men. When outsiders first arrived here in the early 1900s, they found 2 bodies. No heads on either of them. Nobody was ever charged. Nobody ever fully explained it. Today the park is protected indigenous land and almost completely inaccessible. No roads, no trails. The only way in is by helicopter, and only environmental researchers with special permits and serious patients are allowed inside. The Canadian government locked it up and threw away the key. Given the history, honestly, fair enough. Where even the Brazilian Navy won't go. About 35 kilometers off the coast of São Paulo lies Ilha da Queimada Grande, known internationally as Snake Island. It looks peaceful from the water. It is not peaceful. The island is home to the golden lancehead viper, one of the deadliest snakes in the world. And there are between 1 and 5 of them per square meter of land. The entire island, wall-to-wall snakes. The Brazilian government has banned all civilian access to the island. Even the Navy, which maintains a lighthouse there, stopped sending people after a lighthouse keeper and his entire family were killed by snakes coming through the windows. Scientists occasionally get permission to visit. They wear full protective gear. They still get bitten sometimes. The snakes don't care about your credentials.